I'm Chris Dyson. I'm the very proud head teacher of Parklands Primary School. And Parklands Primary School is situated in one of the most deprived areas of Leeds, where we've got 84% of our pupils that are classed as pupil premium, the most disadvantaged in the country. As I said, I took the job 5 years ago, pure and simply because nobody else wanted it. The governors were offering me, £20,000 to get an established head teacher to come in and sort this school out, because this school was the worst school in Leeds. It was inadequate from Ofsted. It had 5 head teachers in the same year. That meant 5 different behaviour policies. People didn't know if they were coming or going. I actually was one of the few primary schools that had my own padded cell. I had my own padded, not for my staff, I had my own padded cell for the naughtiest kids, okay? How barbaric is that? These are primary school children. You know, if they weren't actually in the padded cell, they was in the exclusion room, which every single child in that school wanted to be in, because it was a right laugh. There were 17 of the naughtiest children in one room all together with one teaching assistant, okay? So, as I said, nobody had applied for the job, you know, and I thought, I've always wanted a challenge. I've always wanted to make a difference. I've been a really successful deputy head teacher. In fact, the lovely blonde-haired girl that was in that video, she was actually in my class when I won Teacher of the Year back in 2004. So she kept in touch as she's come, so she's carried on that sort of timetable dream. But I said I came in because nobody wanted to do it. And I had the same staff that Ofsted had been in and absolutely slated, and they're actually called this school inadequate. And as you're a teacher, being told you're the worst of the worst is an absolute awful feeling. So I went in there, and the first thing I did, I banned shouting, okay? And I had teachers looking at me really funnily saying, "You can't ban shouting." And I'm thinking, why? It obviously has not worked. Being the first time being a head teacher, I managed to buy myself a music stereo system without actually having it signed off by another head teacher. And I pumped music out non-stop up and down those corridors each and every day, which means that when children are walking from A to B, they're singing along, and they're singing along to my playlists and things. So I'm educating the youth. Now, we fast forward 5 years, and it's this same staff. We worry about staff retention in this country. I've had 2 staff that have left in my 6th year now, only 2, and both of them have gone on to be heads and deputies. But I came into school, and I banned this shout, put this music in, and I wanted to look after these teachers. I wanted to give them a dream. I wanted to give them a sense of pride and things. And then last year, we had a visit again from Ofsted, and it was for not only my chair of governors, who've been chair of governors for 33 years, but for these staff that had thought there were the dirt on your bottom of your shoe, as we've managed to successfully get an outstanding grade from Ofsted. Now, I don't use deprivation as an excuse, except when it comes to raising money, okay? But I don't use deprivation as an excuse because even though we're 84% pupil premium, we are the single highest performing school in the entire country when it comes to maths. And we saw beautiful Riley there, who I'd had since he was a year 2. I had beautiful Riley. Well, now, that he's set the standard throughout the entire school where my little 5-year-olds, and given how deprived they are, they know all their times tables quicker than I can click now. So people come from, I've had people from New Zealand, people from Spain, a school flew in from Isle of Wight, or Isle of Man, whichever one the furthest is. Geography is not my strength. So come and see these little children doing these. Because if you've got a dream, you can make them achieve absolutely anything. Now, it broke my heart on my first Christmas there when I was walking around. I remember it now. It was December the 4th. I'm walking around saying, "Anyone going to see Santa this weekend?" I thought, that's strange. That's a no. I've already been twice, and it's only 4th. Anyone been? I found 6 kids that have been to see Santa. Because when you live in an estate school like we're based, people don't visit, people don't go away from it. They go around the corner to uncles or they go around to grandmas. And it absolutely broke my heart when I knew that these kids weren't getting a chance that we all take for granted. So I thought, I'm going to open school up on Christmas Eve. And I've done it now for the last 4 years. And I'll give 800 Christmas presents out. I'll give 800 Christmas dinners out for these kids because these kids deserve it. I managed to get my holidays, my residential sponsored for year 4, 5 and 6. And when I was there with year 5s 2 years ago in Whitby, and you've got these little girls and boys like this, For those watching at the back, I was playing with my toes in sand. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, ooh, doesn't sand feel funny in your toes? And I said, what do you mean? And it turned out that not one of those 45 kids on that trip had ever been to the seaside. Now, Leeds to Scarborough, depending on whose car you're in, it's 45 minutes. You know, and these kids had never had a right to splash in sea, build sandcastles. So I thought, right, I'm going to make sure everybody goes. So for the last 4 years, we shut school down on July the 18th. The parents, the dinner staff, the office staff, the learning mentors, we all go to Bridlington for the day. Because it's every child's right to experience the things that we've done. So this journey has just been an absolute outstanding venture. And I got lucky because just over 2 years ago, I heard this fantastic organisation, Shine, was moving up north, up to Leeds, to create a northern powerhouse. And I thought, I want to be part of that. These guys have got the same dream and the same ambition to me. They want to make a difference to these children who have got nothing. Not kids who have got a little. You know, these kids have got nothing. So I've gone in partnership now on 2 different ventures. The new one is just started up now, where it's my dream to get these exclusions cut, to get this ban the booze, you know, to stop excluding, to stop secluding these children who are our future generations. So I'm now working where I've got a unique project where I've got a sort of learning mentor that's working with my most deprived children and fussy children that could easily go off the tracks, with the family of schools children. And this worker will work through them with them this year in year 6, and then they'll go to the high school with them, and they'll continue that journey in the high school. So, and hopefully, if this is a huge success, this is something that could be rolled out nationwide, but particularly in the north, okay? I love people waving at me. I've tried ignoring things. So my talk today is that having that dream and believing in yourself and giving 100% means absolutely everything. These kids now are enriched. They might not have a lot of material wealth and things, but when they're in a school, there's nobody in that school that feels more important than they are. And it's just testimony now that 3 weeks ago, I was given a donation of £150,000 to open up my school for 52 weeks a year. Because someone saw footage of when I opened up school on Christmas Eve, and they said, what do you do in the summer? And I said, we struggle, you know. When it snows, staff wellbeing is everything for me. When it snows in my school, I'm the only school where the teachers don't get excited. Snow day! Because I've got to get those kitchens open. I've got to get that food on the table for those kids. I'm very creative when it comes to me attendance marking that day, because I'll have a really reduced 11 o'clock to 1, because I've got to get that kitchen open. So now, I'm so proud to say that this coming summer, Parklands will be open all 6 weeks to be able to feed these kids and to take them on simple things like to Flamingo Land and give them days out. Thank you so much, Shine, for inviting us today. Gary, you're a legend. And thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.